Hello and welcome to the channel Leah Darrow. My name is Patricia. I hope you enjoy and get something out of today's video. And if you do, definitely consider subscribing to the channel and following me over on Instagram at Leah Darrow Ministry for more content. Ladies, stop complaining about your boyfriend or husband. Look, I get it. Even in the best relationships, no matter how little you quarrel, at some point or another, you're gonna get annoyed, something's gonna drive you up a wall. But one of the worst, most disrespectful things you can do to him is to go to friends or family and complain. Worse yet, even insult him behind his back. First of all, those people probably don't want to hear it. And second, like I mentioned, it's really disrespectful. You wouldn't want him to do that to you, right? You'd want him to confront you if he has an issue. Kind of goes both ways, shocker. Oh, the sass is getting real. I need to calm down. Okay, here's the thing. The two of you are a team, and even if you're not married, as a dating couple, you are discerning if marriage is for the both of you, so you kind of need to treat it like a test or prep trial run, because you don't get all the benefits of marriage. There are things you don't do because they're only for marriage, but it's a good test to see, and thus you should still be a team. And since you are on the same team with the same goal, speaking as a woman of faith, to get the other to heaven, what does it benefit you or him to talk badly about him in conversation with other people who are not on that team? Not saying you need to create this facade of the most immaculate relationship there ever was, but no one needs to hear the nitty-gritty details of all your issues. That's between the two of you. Now, I'm not talking about the situations where maybe you have a question about something the two of you have been kind of dealing with or something that slightly annoys you, so you go to a super trustworthy loved one to get their input. That's totally different. No, I'm talking about when you're alone with someone and you say things such as, "He's so annoying. I can't stand the way he does A, B, and C." What's wrong with him? Why on earth would he think X, Y, and Z is okay? Is he stupid? He's doing that thing again. I can't deal with this. Understand the difference? Intention is everything, because it's one thing to say, "Hey mom, I've found that John does this thing and it's kind of annoying. Did you ever have to deal with such and such with dad?" But quite another to say, "Oh my gosh, mom, John always does this thing and it bugs me so much," and then goes into a bunch of detail that she doesn't need to know. What is wrong with him? The former was getting input. The latter was just flat out insulting him and giving people way too much information. Even in the good situation, you must be discerning in your choice of words and how much you express. There is a delicate fine line between getting input and advice and lashing out unkindness and insults. Now look, I get it. There will be times where you will get so annoyed that you just need to step away for a moment and maybe feel the need to vent. But in the context of a relationship, unless there are red flags you need to discuss with someone trustworthy, venting's not the way to go, unless it's in prayer. And even then, hopefully you ask the Lord to convict you if you're being too gossipy. I don't know. Why? Because it's betrayal. Because it's the beginnings of chipping away at that foundation you once had. I cannot emphasize enough the team aspect of this. Don't insult your team member. If there is an issue, the way to fix it is to go and discuss it with that other team member and no one else. Now sure, maybe you need a little bit of time to process so that you don't say things that you might regret, or even if you're like me, to realize, oh, that actually wasn't as big of a deal as I thought. It was just my initial reaction. Or you eventually talk to them and realize they're super understanding and it's also not an issue. So you didn't need to go gossip to other people. That's fine, but don't bring outsiders in on it. They don't want to hear it. They don't want to be a part of it. It's an insult to your teammate and you're not going to fix anything. Also, complaining about someone you love is really just going to make you feel worse, angrier, and your heart very heavy. Not saying to ignore the problem, quite the opposite. Handle it better, because complaining to other people is a form of ignoring the problem, and you're also contributing to it. It's cliche, but true that communication is key. Now, if you're afraid of communication, that might be a red flag, depending on the reason why. Are you afraid to communicate because he might have a very, very bad reaction he has in the past? Ooh, okay, that's something to consider right there. But if you're like me, the reason you're afraid to communicate is because you have a severe fear of conflict in your stomach makes you want to like throw up and it does flips, but then you actually talk about it and turns out it was completely fine and he was completely understanding, and you're very lucky to have him. But if you are wondering about red flags and why you should be aware of them and what they could possibly be, see this video. If it comes out before this video. I'm recording a bunch of videos at once, so we'll see. Eventually it'll be up there. Again, certain little things you can maybe get input from a trusted loved one. Just make sure you're careful on how you word it and make sure your intentions are wholesome and correct. And obviously I am not referring to dangerous situations. That much should be obvious, but you know, internet. In that case, yes, get trustworthy people involved. I've had to do that myself in the past, but just understand that there is a very big difference between seeking advice and insulting your team member. If nothing else, my hope for this video was to emphasize two things. The first is that you two are a team, so any issues that arise should be dealt with as a team, resolved together and not with outsiders. This is 95% of cases, probably. I don't know. I'm making up the statistics. My point is most of the time, and barring anything dangerous or red flags. And the second, communication is key. So key for everything in life, but especially in regard to romantic relationships. Okay, that was a shorter, more blunt and sassy video, but it's something I see all the time and felt the need to address, I guess. But anyway, again, my hope was just that you got something out of this video, and if you did, again, consider subscribing to the channel and maybe joining me over on Instagram as well for more content. But that does it for this video, so thank you for watching and God bless all of you.